Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where we explore interesting math problems. Today, we'll be looking at a problem dealing with combinations, which is a subtopic of probability. So the question reads, how many ways can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 be arranged such that 2 is adjacent to either 1 or 3? And note that 2 can be adjacent to both 1 and 3. Since the question mentioned that 2 can be adjacent to both 1 and 3, we have this Venn diagram here of 2 being adjacent to 1, 2 being adjacent to 3, and the intersection where it's adjacent to both. To find the number of ways 2 is adjacent to either 1 or 3, what we're going to do is to add these together and minus the intersection since it's present in both of these, so it's counted twice. So to find what we want, here are the three things that we're going to find first. 1. The number of ways 2 can be adjacent to 1. 2. The number of ways 2 is adjacent to 3. And 3. The number of ways 2 can be adjacent to both. But before we get to any of that, let's just establish some basics. If we have the numbers 1 through 6, how many ways can we arrange them if there's no conditions? Well, for the first spot, there's 6 numbers to choose from. For the second spot, since one number is already taken, we only have 5 more to choose from. For the third spot, now there's only 4 more to choose from, and so on. This means that there's a total of 6 factorial ways to arrange them. Now let's go back to our question. Let's start on the first thing on our list, finding the number of ways 2 is adjacent to 1. Since we want 2 and 1 to be together, let's just group them as a single object instead of 2 different ones. So now we just need to find the number of ways we can arrange these 5 objects. Following the same logic as how we would arrange the 6 objects, we know that it will be 5 factorial. But wait, 1 doesn't have to be to the left of 2. It could also be to the right of 2. So we multiply that by 2 because there's 2 ways that this could happen. Simplify and get 240. For the second thing, which is finding the number of ways 2 is adjacent to 3, it's almost the exact same as the first one. We group 2 and 3 together as one object, get 5 factorial as the number of ways to arrange these 5 objects, and multiply by 2 since we know 2 and 3 can swap places. Like the first, we get 240 ways. For the third thing on our list, it's also quite similar. This time though, we group 1, 2, and 3 together since 2 needs to be adjacent to both. And unlike before, this gives us 4 objects instead of 5. So we use 4 factorial. But similarly, we can switch the place of 1 and 3 so that they're both still next to 2. So we multiply 4 factorial by 2, simplify and get 48. So now we know that the number of ways 2 can be adjacent to 1 is 240, the number of ways 2 can be adjacent to 3 is also 240, and that the number of ways 2 can be adjacent to both is 48. Plugging those numbers in our equation here, we get 432, which is our answer. Okay, that's it everyone. I hope you enjoyed this one on combinations, and we'll see you next time.